There's clearly has been an effort to bring down the standards for our students in Virginia, to stop celebrating excellence. There clearly is a real suggestion that the civil rights have been violated, and we need to understand what's at the heart of this. It is a relentless pursuit of equity that would damage the prospects of students.
That was Governor Glenn Youngkin on Fox this week, vowing to get to the bottom of a growing scandal involving more than a dozen schools in Northern Virginia. A civil rights investigation has been launched after administrators admitted that they failed to notify high school seniors about National Merit Award commendations until after early college application deadlines had passed, potentially affecting student chances for admission or scholarships. We're back with Dan Henninger and Bill McGurn. So, Bill, why did the schools withhold this, which should have been good news for these kids, and how do they justify it?
Well, we don't know yet. They claim it was all an innocent oversight. But, this started out with one school, Thomas Jefferson, and now there's like 17 schools that said we failed to notify these people on time. Look, the context is important. Of these kids who weren't notified in time, about 3/4 are Asian American. The school system is only about 20% Asian American, so they were disproportionately affected. Second, there's been a war in favor of equity. At Thomas Jefferson, they changed the admissions, and Asian American enrollment dropped. And at the same time, they hired a contractor, paid him nearly $500,000, and his advice is they have to pursue equal outcomes, whatever the cost. So that's the background, and parents, understandably, as each day brings more schools, are not inclined to believe, it's all just an innocent mistake. They have, as the governor says, they have downplayed achievement and equity, and it's harming disproportionately one minority group.
So one or two schools might be a coincidence or an accident, but 17 is a pattern. And the civil rights investigation, Bill, would look to see whether or not this was actually aimed at Asian Americans, a specific racial group. Would that be the nature of the potential harm? That certainly they'll look at that. I don't know if it's just aimed, but whether that's the effect. Thomas Jefferson used to be 73% Asian American. When they put in the new standards, which is the being challenged in federal court, at the same time Harvard and North Carolina's cases are, it dropped to like 50%, and they were the only minority group affected. As I say, these other merit scholarship winners or commendation winners, they're 3/4 Asian American, way out of disproportion. No other group seems harmed. So whether did they do that on purpose, or is this just a willing casualty of the war for equity? We don't know yet. It'll be interesting to see what the Attorney General finds. Dan, this story is really depressing to me because it does suggest a larger downplaying of excellence. And it's a sort of thing that when you dig this into the culture, you end up with a national decline. And I guarantee you the students in Shanghai and Beijing are not being punished because they actually are excelling. Am I overreacting?
No, not in the least. I think that is exactly it. I mean, high school students know college admissions is very competitive now. Many of them put a tremendous amount of work and effort and study into getting their grades up, performing on these tests. But nonetheless, the schools, whether it's in Fairfax County or like Harvard, they won't come clean about this issue of equity. And we had an example this week of where we end up with this. It's not a good place. Rick Singer, the mastermind of the college entrance scandal, was sentenced to prison. A lot of parents participated in that because they thought the college admissions process was being gamed. So they said, we'll game it ourselves. Right. It's because they simply have no trust in what the schools are doing because they won't be forthcoming and honest about it, as Bill was describing. And it's only going to get worse, Paul.